got on tonight. She's a regular of Fiction Burn. She's doing her MRS in creative writing, and at the moment she's writing a metafictional horror. Please welcome to the stage, Lady Kate. This is from kind of a later time period where we've generally been going with, and it's about the legend of Davy Jones. It was not an octopus, despite what Disney might want to tell you. And a voodoo goddess called Mama Brigitte, and it's called Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. And can you all hear me at the back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me know if you can. There were two figures in a stinking, airless cell, but Davy Jones had only come for one of them. In her turn, the first paid him no more mind than she would a rat in the corner. The second, the one he'd come for, was otherwise occupied, lying swollen-bellied and gasping on the dirty floor. Every so often, the woman would gasp, cry out, and she would inch a little closer to death. Jones pulled his fisherman's knife, a wicked-looking blade of aged-old iron from his belt. I wouldn't be doing that, a woman's voice said in the darkness. For a moment, Jones believed that the darkness had spoken. It was that kind of voice, rich and deep, with an island lilt running through it, like a fruitcake shot through a drum. Few mortals would dare address Davy Jones that way. Mama Brigitte, he said, turning to survey her. She was one of the voodoo Loa who had arrived with the slaves. He couldn't see much of her in the cell, apart from the impression of a bright headscarf and skin as dark as tea. Her voice was as cool and unreadable as water. Davy Jones, the spirit replied. You keep on moving, you old sea devil. This one's mine. She's Mary Reed, a pirate and murderess. Jones counted grimly. That makes her mine. She won't live long enough to harm. Mama Brigitte retorted. She had once been a goddess, Jones remembered, a protector of women, or something of that sort. But there was only one god in the West Indies now, and everyone else had to shift over and make room. Now get gone and give the girl some privacy. We'll settle it when she's done. First further, Jones said, you take the baby. I'll take the mother. What would you do with a baby? Don't pretend you're doing me favours, Davy Jones. Mama Brigitte scolded. I'll leave them both or not at all. A contest then. That's the traditional way of settling these things. Challenge party sets the rules. For all her lilting accent, Mama Brigitte's voice was sharp as a tack. 3 impossible tasks each. First one to fail, loses. Very well, Jones replied. Would you care to start? Reed bit off a moan. Mama Brigitte crossed, to squat down beside her and push her hair from her sticky forehead. Bring me every anchor chain in the Caribbean, she commanded. Make it quick. Out of the dark Antarctic the sea, ships drifted free of their moorings and embarked on their own unique wanderings. In harbours, the smaller crafts jostled each other impatiently, smashing their lifeboats into firewood. Scarcely 5 minutes before hundreds of leagues of rope and chain were coiled neatly in the corner of the cell, taking up little more room than Jones himself. He smiled humorously. Tell me how many trees there are on the island. Mama Brigitte didn't so much as look up. 15,103. Jones scowled. Many for you to count. Should have said so. Mama Brigitte sniffed, adjusting Mary Reed's skirt so that she could see what was going on, but he could not. She was at a difficult stage. If you want to know for sure, you'll have to count them yourself. Jones growled and set off, the air swirling behind him like a small tornado. 2 hours later, the baby came out in a slippery rush. It was scarcely a baby at all, just a half-formed fleshy thing with an indistinct half-formed soul tangled up in it. Mama Brigitte had just separated the two of them when Davy Jones slumped back into the cell and defeated. I don't understand how, he admitted grudgingly. But you were right. What would you have me do next? Bring me an armful of amaranth blossoms, Mama Brigitte told him. Proper ones, mind. None of those carvings you get nowadays. But they've been extinct in this world for over 3,000 years, Jones protested. Go look in another one, Mama Brigitte told him. Hush, should have bought her some time, she found, after Joseph left. Mary Reed was hanging out her life by a thread, her breathing slow and faint. Nana Brigitte pushed down her stomach, helping guide the afterbirth out. It came away after a final push, and Reed's life came out after it, her spectral skin giving off a faint glow in the darkness of the cell. The ghost put a hand to her stomach, now as flat as it had ever been in life. "What did you do?" she asked Nana Brigitte in wonder. "I thought I was dead for sure." Nana Brigitte gave her a long, hard look. Oh. You slip back into your body and lie still when he gets back, Nana Brigitte told her. "It won't do for him to know you're already dead." Davy Jones arrived in a swirl of purple blossoms, scattering the floor with petals. They smelt like something between honey and frankincense with a touch of sunlight. "Your turn," Jones gave her a humorous smile. "Bring me a reflection of the moon." Usually, this was the point of a contest where Davy Jones knew that he had won. More often than not, his opponents conceded defeat and fought him straight to hell. Nana Brigitte sniffed. "Is that all?" she asked, producing a small tarnished mirror from somewhere inside her clothing and holding it up to the narrow barred window so moonlight played over the walls of the cell. "I said bring it to me," Jones said, stepping out of the range of the beams. "I let you cheat once, old woman, but I'll be damned if I let you do it again." "You are damned," Nana Brigitte told him. The cell was stifling hot, but her voice sent a shiver down his spine. For a moment the very air seemed to crackle as though there was a thunderstorm on the horizon. "And just you remember who you're talking to. You might think what Yahweh has done to you is bad, but you wait till you cross me." She handed him the mirror, with the silvery light of the moon still inexplicably caught on the surface where his own reflection should have been. "Now fetch me an oar." "An oar?" "Nice heavy wood, thick as my wrist. No woman needs something to prop herself on." Nana blinked. "Of course, if you'd like to forfeit." "That will not be necessary," Davy Jones assured her, forcing the words out as though the taste offended him. He left in a rush of angry wind, sending the filthy straw flying. Nana Brigitte smiled. It was scarcely a minute before Davy Jones was back in his cell, bearing an oar over his shoulder and looking faintly sheepish. Nana Brigitte weighed it experimentally in her hands. "This will never do," she said, raising it for him to examine. "Just look." "Madam, I assure you," Jones began, but he never finished, because at that moment Nana Brigitte swung it in a long, strong arc and brought it down on his head with bone-crushing force. Quick as a flash, she grabbed the anchor chain, shouting to the shade and Mary Reed to help her, and between the two of them they had him trussed up like a Sunday goose. "That should keep him," Nana Brigitte said when she was sure they were done. "We won't bother you again, not when you're going." Where am I going?" Reed asked. "I mean, I cheated and lied and stole and I killed people, lots of people. I sinned outside of marriage, and when I did find a husband, they took him away and they killed him too, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. They won't let me see Anne, they were going to take away my baby." She stopped herself, breathing hard. When she spoke again, a new hopelessness had settled over her. "There's no place in heaven for people like me." Nana Brigitte laughed, a rich, expansive sound. "You think that's all there is? One shining city and a big old lake of fire. There are more afterlives than you could ever dream of. You've heard the stories. You mean Fiddler's Green, but that's just a song." Nana Brigitte sniffed. "They sing songs about me where I'm from. Yet I'm here, real as ever. You remember how it goes?" Of course I do." "Good. Now go and find your husband. Take the oar. There's very little in this world you can't solve with a good heavy length of wood and some cleverness." Mary squared her shoulders. "Thank you." "In time," Mama muttered to the baby as its mother marched straight from the walls and out of sight. "Not that you need to worry about that now. Not her either." Satisfied, she picked up her midwife's bag, set up her baby on her hip and disappeared, leaving only the hum notes of the song behind her.